Hello, friends, and welcome to episode 12 of Mistconceptions. I'm your host, David White. And before we get to the episode today, I feel compelled that I have to say something. I promise never to get too political on this show. That's not what this show is about. That's not what we're going to be about. But I feel that what I'm about to talk about isn't a political issue, it's a human rights issue. If you are a listener in America, you've heard about what's happened in Charlottesville. And if you're a listener from abroad, I'd be very surprised if you hadn't heard about it. But this past week, a white supremacist showed up to protest the removal of a historical statue, and they brought with them Nazi flags. Not only did they brazenly wave these flags around, which stand for genocide and hatred, but they also spewed genocide and hatred from their mouths. For whatever reasons, these Nazis have crawled out of their holes and think it is a time of renaissance for their cause. They think this is a time where they will have people stand with them in solidarity for their cause. As a white male from down south, I do not stand in solidarity with their cause. And I do not condone their rhetoric or their views or their thoughts. Their views are as outdated as they are hateful, and they have no place in this world. 84 years ago, an entire nation stood to the side and allowed a group with this exact rhetoric to goose-step their way into a position of power. And it led to one of the greatest recorded, it led to the greatest recorded genocide in history. We cannot allow such thinking as this to emerge again, and we cannot allow it, certainly, to be touted as brazenly as it was in the public eye. To all the listeners who are a different color than me, who this hateful speech was directed at, I'm sorry. I can't fathom why some people think they're better than others just because of the color of their skin. And I will never, ever condone thinking like that. If you're a listener who subscribes or sympathizes with the hateful thoughts that were said in Charlottesville, I hope and I pray that you have a change of heart and that you too denounce white supremacy and Nazism. And it sounds so weird to even have to say that. When I was a kid, I loved to color, and the most beautiful pictures that I colored had many different colors. That's how it should be with life. Anyways, I just felt like I had to say something about that before we got to this episode. I don't know. My mind is blown and my heart is broken, and it's crazy. It's just crazy. Anyways, let's get to the episode.
Previously on Misconceptions.
If you scream when I take this gag out, I'm going to punch you in the face really hard, and then I'm going to wake you up. If you scream then, I'm going to do it again.
What's going on here?
You're not in the position to ask questions.
You know what we're talking about. The apartment complex that you're trying to kick people out of for that potential buyer that you have. A woman who fought against you is now dead.
There is a rare plant called a scopolamine that is a truth serum.
Did you tell him that things didn't go well?
I told him that I was having a hard time, and the old broad was making problems.
Oh, God.
What was
Esther rears back and punches him in the mouth.
Did he tell you why he wanted that apartment complex? Is there anything valuable about that area? Is the soil valuable? Is there oil underneath?
Dude, he had a lot of money. I don't know why he wanted that place.
I think we need to hold him until we at least investigate the other place, because he will absolutely tell people.
But I think you need to look into Mr. Smalls.
So y'all go to the water treatment plant, number 23.
All right, so I'm going to take his uniform.
And as you're doing that, another guard walks around the corner as Ren is like putting on his pants. And he looks at both of you and says, "What the hell is going on?"
This psychopath just jumped the rookie here, and started trying to do unspeakable things to him.
Oh my god!
And I walked up and I smacked him upside the head.
So now we can just push.
Yeah,
the
once
door.
you push on it, it just
All right.
slowly opens.
Grab the guts. Grab the guts.
Okay. y'all grab the guards, drag him in. It is another sort of factory with a lot of the same equipment upstairs, but newer, more refined, more well maintained. And in the middle of this room is a well. And it just doesn't fit the rest of the room. It is a very old stone well like you would see in medieval times. And there's just this fog just billowing out of it. And then all of you feel extremely woozy. And then everything goes black.
The city, a mashed up combo of the old world and the new, of the mundane and the mystical. By day, this city is everything it seems, a city with towering skyscrapers, potholes that never seem to stay fixed, and stiffs in ties and dames in high heels. But at night, the real nature of the city comes out. At night, the shifty-eyed stalker becomes a creature with dripping claws and a maw full of teeth. At night, cars roll down the streets with no one in the driver's seat. But when morning comes, nobody can remember how the night really went. They remember through a fog, or more appropriately, a mist. No one knows where the mist came from, or its true nature. In fact, most everyone in the city doesn't even know the mist exists. The mist doesn't just cover up either. It affects everything and everyone in the city, changing them, warping them. Most of those affected by the mist, they take what the mist gives them to turn a profit or pursue selfish gains. But there are some, just a few, that fight the good fight. They put their necks on the line to protect the city from the nefarious ne'er-do-wells. It's not always easy. In fact, it never is. But these legends don't surrender. This is a story of a few of those legends. Their story needs to be told, and it needs to be heard.
It's better down where it's wetter.
I feel like every time we're doing mic checks, somehow we sing Disney songs.
We work all day.
Out in the sun they slave away, while we devoting full time to floating under the sea. Under the sea, under the sea,
Under the sea. That was so bad.
yeah, we in luck here, down in the muck here, under the sea.
Bam. All right, are we ready to go?
Yeah, someone to find out what happens to us.
Okay. All right, we are coming to you for this episode live from Longview, Texas.
You're not supposed to say that.
Can I say that, honey?
You could say the Longview.
No, because then people don't know we're from other places.
People don't know we're from Texas?
Albuquerque.
Surely they know we're from Texas.
I don't think they do.
Yeah, we're from Texas.
We could do like a 100th episode. Guess where we're from thing.
I mean, we're only on the 11th episode.
I'm in it for the long haul, bro.
No, you don't even listen to it.
I'm creating it for the long.
I mean, we know you're never gonna listen to the episodes.
How dare you? First of all,
All of us have said listen to the episodes.
I told you I will listen to it when enough time has passed.
Listen, Linda.
It's been months,
It's been 3 months since we last recorded.
I've been very
and you don't
busy.
even remember
You have.
from episode 10.
He actually remembers better than any of us.
Sorry, Carrie.
You take notes better than any of us,
Yes.
Carrie. But Jaime doesn't take notes, and he remembers.
Do you remember? Do you remember getting those pants off that guy? Oh, that's so funny.
I remember because I listened.
I remember because I was there.
Okay. Yeah. Anyways, it's been 3 months since we last recorded an episode,
'Cause it would-
so
it
this
would
is our
say
first
instant
time
pickup.
to be recording again. We drove a long way, and I forgot my pop filter and my headphones. So if my voice doesn't sound like it should, that's because I'm the only one at this table without a pop filter. But everybody else has their pop filter, so
If you haven't played Overcooked, go buy it right now.
no, don't play it unless Nintendo wants to sponsor us.
Overcooked-
In which
Overcooked
case,
sponsor
go
us.
play Overcooked.
Or Puyo Puyo Tetris.
Let the record
Yeah,
state that
don't.
David is wielding a chainsaw in his underwear.
As I always do.
I don't understand why
Without
that's a
gaming.
thing that we do. But you do.
It's from The Office.
I'm so sorry. I'm
Oh.
sorry,
Yes.
Tessa. I forget half of the things that I say.
I don't get.
You have to watch it.
I don't think it's funny.
But how far have you gone in?
That's what she said.
Did you get to the
Yeah.
second season? That was good. Have you gotten to the second season yet?
No. I mean, I stop it. I haven't watched like all the way through. I just see different episodes, like as Zach was watching or as like friends were watching.
Oh, you just gotta give it one shot. I will give anything. Never mind. I was gonna like offer something. Like I will do something that you.
If
recommend.
all of you watch How I Met Your Mother,
Oh God.
I will watch The Office.
I know how it ends.
Yeah, me too.
It doesn't
Why would I
matter
watch
if you
it?
know how it ends. Because it's funny, and y'all could get half of our jokes.
How about
Half
we
of our
all,
jokes.
we all agree to watch a new series together? Like
Oh, that
Stranger
would go
Things.
so bad. No, I will
you
not
say?
watch
Stranger Things.
oh, it sounds
Zach and I will be
That's
sleeping
where my
in
tank
your
top
living
was
room.
Okay, anyways.
okay. Fine, you don't have to watch The Office.
Yeah, anyways. It's been a long time since we recorded. This is fun. We're recording at a completely different place, but it's really cool, and it gives me ideas and aspirations for what our recording space could look like in the future. Oh. Future. Someone tell me how to set up a Patreon. Anyways. All right. You are, as you remember... Oh, wait, before we start, Jaime, Bill got a new power tag last time. What did you choose? Well, first of all, what theme book was it, and what new power tag did you choose?
It was Interesting Ink, and I chose Preternatural. How do you say that?
Preternatural.
Preternatural Toughness.
Last we left off, y'all were in water treatment 21. You had broken in, and you had
I
gone...
thought it was 22.
No, it's water treatment plant 21.
Okay.
Let the record show.
No, I'm almost certain it's water
I
treatment
have
plant
water
21.
plant treatment. Blah, blah, 23.
You went to a water treatment plant in the 20s. And you went downstairs, you knocked out some guards, and you had found some very strange machinery everywhere. And it looked like, all of this machinery looked like the water treatment equipment upstairs. But it was kind of newer, kind of refined. And all of the pipes were leading out of or going into this very antique-looking well in the middle of the room. There was this smoke or fog or mist billowing out of it. And then all of you started to feel woozy. You reached out for each other, but your hands passed through where the other person was standing as if they were passing through mist. And then you lost consciousness. But before you lost consciousness, on some of the equipment, you saw the very familiar insignia that you found on the pill bottle at the beginning of when all of this started to happen to you. So that is the last thing you see as you lose consciousness. Faye,
Yes.
your eyes open. But you are not in the cellar as you were. You are in a forest. You hear birds chirping from far away. You hear the rustle of the wind in the trees. You slowly pick yourself up. And as you do, you notice you're not wearing the same clothes that you were. You're in a gown. A very fancy gown. You've never seen this in your closet, and you have no recollection of ever wearing this. But as you are standing up and looking around, you hear someone call out, "Marion!"
Robin, is that you?
You turn around, and you see a man burst through the trees wearing a green hood and leather, and he has a bow and arrow betwixt his fingers. And he draws the bow back, and he aims it at you. And he fires. And it comes straight towards you. Before you can even react, it sails right past your eyes. You can feel the rush of wind blowing on your face. And you hear a groan behind you. You turn around and you see a man in a half helm and black leather armor with a sword drawn. And you see the arrow has struck him right in the lip, leaving a scar on his chin. He reels back, holding it. You can see blood gushing through his mailed fist. As he raises his sword to cut you down, another arrow comes, dinks off of his arrow, hits you in the head, and then you fade to black.
No.
Bill, your eyes open. You are no longer in the cellar as you were. You open your eyes, and you're in an alleyway. And you hear the rush of traffic and the honking of horns from the mouth of the alleyway. Meep, 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 meep. Wah, wah. Yeah, and you hear disgruntled chatter from far away. What do you do?
I guess I will I'll look around first. I'll look at the ground. What do I see at the ground?
It's pavement. It's kind of dirty. It looks like it recently rained. That alleyway is kind of sloped a little, so the water is kind of pooled in the middle, and it's running through a drain. But nothing out of the ordinary.
Walk towards the street.
Okay, you walk towards the street. You find a street, like an old town street, kind of paved, old buildings. You see a car kind of parked next to you, and as you kind of step out of the alleyway, the car's lights flash on. And then the car starts to go, but it slowly lifts off the ground. The wheels turn up underneath it, and there is this blue light that comes out from the wheel hubcaps as this car goes off and flies up above the city. Your eyes follow it, and you see similar flying cars weaving in and out of traffic above you. As you're looking at this, a spotlight flashes down on you. You look up and you see this robotic, bulky figure kind of hovering down out of the air towards you. He says, "Halt!"
Well, I'm not really moving much, am I? Kind of already halting. What do you want? The feet of this automaton land in front of you. He is a good 11 feet, and he towers above you. He reels back with his fist, comes towards your face, and you black out. Don't even get a roll.
Rin, you wake up and you are no longer in the basement that you were in. Instead, it seems that you are in an old office building. There are windows lining the floor that you're on, and there is rain splattering on the broken window panes and kind of seeping into the room with you. There are no desks, everything's cleared out, but there are columns kind of scattered around the room and holding it together. In the middle of the room, you see a man just lying in the moonlight. As you walk closer, you see that his chest has kind of been torn open, and laying next to him is what appears to be some sort of spear, and it has been broken in twain and is just lying there uselessly. And amidst the tattered flesh and blood and gore, you see a cloth, almost like a tabard that a knight would wear. And from what you can tell, it is a white background with a red cross. As you get close to this man laying there, you hear some movement in the shadows. You quickly turn around, grabbing your incapacitator rifle and aiming it at the shadows. But you only see the tail end of some slippery, slithering beast disappearing into the shadows behind one of the columns. And then you hear a gurgling sound behind you. You turn and you see that the man is trying to talk to you. And he says, Ata al-Salam. He is here. And after he has said that, you hear more skittering behind you. You quickly turn around and you see this creature leap out of the shadows at you. It is long and covered with scales, and you see these claws that are curved and ready to kill you. And its mouth opens up, and you see rows upon rows of vicious, serrated teeth, each dripping with poison, and it leaps straight at you, and you black out.
Esther, you wake up. You're not in the cellar, but you are in a very dark room, and it's very dank. You hear noises coming from outside of this room, and the floor is kind of uneven, and you smell like that dank smell that I talked about, but also some dust. What do?
So there's a door between me and the sounds that I'm hearing.
Yeah, there's a door in that room.
I'm going to quietly move towards the door and kind of put my ear to it to hear what's happening outside, if I can decipher anything.
You hear a lot of shouting. It sounds like a fight is going on because you hear a lot of striking, a lot of clanging. Mass chaos on the other side of this door.
Do I recognize the voices, and can I tell how many people are out there?
No.
No to both questions?
Yeah. It just sounds like a lot of people, and you do not recognize any of the voices.
At this point, I'm just, like, looking around the room frantically, not moving away from the door, but looking around the room frantically, trying to find something that will tell me where I am.
Okay. There's no light in this place. The only light is coming through the bottom of the door, and it casts very shadowy illuminations, and you really can't see what's going on in here.
I mean, so there's nothing else in this room with me,
Not that you can see.
even after my eyes have adjusted to the dark.
You see the outlines of crates and boxes.
Can I tell if this is an old door?
Now that you're looking at it, it does seem really old. It's wooden. It looks to be held together by iron bands across the planks or slats. Pretty old looking door, but it doesn't look old. You know what I mean? It's old architecture, but it doesn't look like it's been there long.
Basically, I want to know, if I open this door, how loud is it going to be?
However quiet you can make it.
I'm going to open the door as quietly as possible and kind of like shield myself, but I want to see, but I don't want to be seen.
Sure. So you very quietly and slowly open the door, but even if you had kicked the door open, you realize it wouldn't have made much of a difference. As soon as you open the door, along with the light that floods the room, you're flooded and overwhelmed by just this cacophonous sound. You see all these children running past you. And they're dressed very strangely. They're all barefoot, and they almost look like they're peasants because they're all wearing like rough spun clothes. Almost like a third world country kind of situation.
And at this point, I've just seen children.
Yes, and sorry, the outside, you're not in a building outside. It is open space. You see some other very old architectural buildings with thatch roofs and cobblestone walls and things like that.
Am I still wearing what I was like?
Yeah, you
Normal
still have
clothes
your leather jacket and boots and all that.
I'll go ahead and step all the way out and just like stay against the building or room or whatever it was that I was in. Stay against the door, but not outside.
Sure. Yeah, you sidle along the house, close the door, and all these children are running past you. And at the other end of kind of this roadway that you're now in, you see these very tall, green-skinned creatures with black leather armor and very horned, spiky helms. They have these vicious-looking swords, and they're mowing down these children.
They're killing the children?
Yes.
Do I have anything on my person?
You have everything on your person. Everything you had before.
I'm going to pull my gun out
Okay.
and do my best to get to a vantage point where I can aim at the creatures and not the children.
Okay. So as you're looking for a vantage point, one of the children runs into you. He looks up at you, and you notice he has a burly-looking beard around his chin. He looks up at you and says, "Hey, lass, watch where you're going. We're trying to get away from the orcs." And he runs in between your legs and hightails it with the rest of these people. And you kind of look at them, and you're like, these aren't kids. These are really small people, and their feet are oddly hairy. And as you're looking at this, you turn around, and you come face to chest with one of these black armored foes. It looks down at you and snarls with its noxious breath, and it rams its head into your nose, and you black out. You all slowly swim back to consciousness.
We're swimming?
Yep, you swim. You're swimming in an ocean. You look over and you see each other, but then you realize you're not swimming. And you are on the steel catwalk at the water treatment plant. You're not in the cellar anymore. You look to your left, you look to your right. You see your fellow companions. Your arms are behind you, and as you pull on them, you realize that there is zip ties around your wrists and is tying you to one of the water pipes there. And that's funny. Zach, your hand is tied to a hot water pipe. And so it's very, very uncomfortable for you because it's hot. But anyways, as you're swimming back to consciousness, the first thing that comes back is your hearing. And you hear a very agitated voice. "I just don't understand how you let this happen. We pay you, and they provided you to keep this from happening. This is all supposed to be a secret, and it is ruined because you idiot. I had to call them. They're on their way to deal with this. Do you understand? I need some Pepto, because my stomach is all in knots. Nathan, Richard, make sure they do not go anywhere. I'm going to go see them. Hopefully they won't be too upset. But keep them right here." "Yeah, whatever. Get lost, Eward." "They pay you to keep stuff from this happening. Make sure it doesn't happen." And then out of the corner of your eyes, you see the two security guards from the water treatment plant take up position on either side of you. They haven't noticed that you're awake yet if you have opened your eyes or anything like that. But they're standing on either side of you. And you're facing the wall. So your backs are tied to the pipes, like going along the middle of the facility. I guess I never described what the facility looks like. But there are pipes going along the middle. And then there are catwalks on either side of the pipes and, the exterior walls on either side of that. So your backs are to the pipes, and you are facing the wall with your feet out in front of you on this catwalk. What y'all do?
I'm very stealthily, but I know how to get out of zip ties from teachings from my dad, basically. And so, or the YouTube video, because there's a YouTube video out about that. But anyways, and so I'm working the system to get out of the zip ties. But I'm doing it in such a way that
like no one can know. I mean, as stealthily as possible, and like
Okay.
I'm gonna keep my hands behind my back.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a sneak around.
Life lessons
Okay.
and maybe streetwise.
How would Streetwise apply?
Because it's like a thing.
You get zip tied in the streets, bro.
Well, like, I mean, yeah, like it's just like a survival thing, like
I like Daddy's. What was it?
life lessons.
Yeah, life
I'm
lessons.
taking that that clip out. I like daddies. Sorry.
Okay. All right. So. Wow.
Why did you roll 3?
I don't know. Am I only supposed to? I just add. The
You just
thing.
add.
Okay, I need to roll again anyway, so that works out. 7.
Okay. You're wiggling and trying to get your hands out, and you are making progress. Your hands are slowly slipping out of the zip ties. But Richard sees you wiggling and walks over to you. And he kicks your foot with his boot. He says, "Hey, quit wiggling or I'm going to bust your face."
I don't think that I necessarily have my eyes open at this point, and so I just like I slump my head back down, and just act like it was like in my knocked out state that I was like maybe twitching around or something.
Okay. He's going to kind of grab your head and pull it forward down onto your chest and look over your back and see kind of the zip ties undone around your hands. He's going to put
No, he's not.
He's going to put his assault rifle behind his back and lean over and start trying to put your hands back into your zip ties. Everybody else, what are y'all doing?
I'm gonna.
Whoa, Carrie so has to respond to that.
Yeah, I want to see what other people are doing.
Okay.
I feel like I should automatically be able to get out of my zip ties since my tattoos are literally weapons. Like they should be able to easily just.
Sure. Do you want to try to? How do you?
Do I describe it?
I guess take the risk would be what you're trying to do because are you trying to sneak, or are you just trying to bust out?
I'm just trying to get the zip ties off my hands, so that when whoever is coming shows up, even though my hands are behind my back, if I need them not to be. So I'm just trying to stealthily just.
Okay. So stealthily is a key word. Go ahead and roll a sneaking around.
So I'm going to use ectoplasm constructs and quick hands.
Yeah. Okay. So +2.
Interference.
Snake eyes.
What'd you get?
4.
A 4? Okay. Yeah, you try to conjure up something to like cut it, but you kind of, I guess, nick your hand in the process, and you kind of let out an exclamation, "Bucket!" And who did I say was that you, Carrie? Richard? So Nathan walks
Did
over.
I get them off though?
No, because you rolled a 4.
I have knife tattoos.
I rolled a 7 and I didn't get them off.
I have
Well, hold on.
knife tattoos.
So Nathan kind of sees you kind of jump like that, and he says, "Rich, I think they're waking up. What do y'all two do?"
So since Ren is next to this hot water pipe, he puts his puts the zip tie against it. And I want to say that since it's hot, I should get a +1 because I can melt it off.
Boost die.
Go ahead and roll a change the game to create that kind of asset that you will use to position it to burn the whatever. So add what you can for change the game.
Heightened processing speed. Thinking
Sure.
quickly.
I think that'd work because it's a smart idea.
Yeah. I think that's about it. 12.
Dang. Okay. Yeah. So on a 12, what does change the game say? You get to choose 2 of those. I guess 1 is that you succeed and can create that tag, or Okay, so you're trying to create a tag for yourself. You could spend those 2 successes to give you a +2 to your next roll.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be the only thing that would work for you right now.
Yeah, and so I would just say, since I'm so speedy, I put it against the hot water pipe and break free, and then immediately pull out my gun to shoot. That's one of the guys.
Okay, so this is to get that change the game so you can bust out. So go ahead and roll. Do you want to do a sneaking around or take the risk? Basically, do you want to just bust out or do you want to try to be sneaky?
I think I'll just do the hit with all you got. Or is that...
To take the risk.
Yeah, the take the risk.
Okay, so go ahead and do a take the risk with your +2 for the change the game you just rolled.
Okay. And so with that, I'll use the incapacitated gun and then the...
You can't really reach your incapacitated
Okay.
gun because you're zip tied.
Oh, this is just to free myself.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that was to get position enough and leverage enough to use the hot water pipe to burn through it or whatever, and now this is to actually do all of that and bust out.
Okay, gotcha.
Maybe you should do a sneak around then, since you're not using your gun.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I'll just do the sneak around then.
Okay, do it stealthily.
7, 9.
9?
Yeah.
Okay, so you slowly start to burn through that zip tie, and then Faye, what are you doing?
Okay, so as like Faye comes back to consciousness, she realizes that she is no longer with Robin Hood, and so like she has like a few silent tears that like stream down her face in that realization, and that fuels her anger and frustration and like determination to get back to where they were. So she can't think of a strong enough plant that would be able to like cut the zip ties that she could manipulate. And so who's on either side of her?
Who do you want to be on either side of you? You could be on the end if you want.
Yeah.
It's only one person's next to you.
Okay, I guess I'll just say they put us like boy, girl,
Okay.
and Ren is next to me.
Okay.
It's
So-
cozy.
Yeah.
it's good.
Isn't this nice?
Thank God, thank
Convenient,
God.
cozy.
Anyways, so I like can see that he has undone his, and so I want to do 2 things. One, like kind of catch his eye, and basically mouth like help, but not say anything.
Mm-hmm.
And 2, I want to start bringing like moving plants that I can feel from the outside towards the building, so that they're like within. Does that make more sense? So I can
Okay.
use them more quickly.
Okay, so roll a change the game then to call those plants to you.
Okay. I'm going to use mind control and at home in nature because I can like feel where they are and which ones I want.
Okay.
I'm probably not entangling vines.
No, not yet.
Nice.
12.
Okay, yeah. So you get a +2 juice. What do you want to use that juice on?
Can I hold on to it until we have someone like attacking us?
I mean, you can use that juice to just go ahead and give yourself like a power tag of +2, whatever that will be. All right, so Nathan is standing next to Bill as he is, and he's leveled his gun at him. Richard is straddling Carrie almost, getting her hands back in the zip ties.
From behind?
No, he's like looming over you, reaching over the pipes and whatever, trying to get your hands back in the thing. And then Nathan says, "Hey, I think they're waking up," and he smells the plastic kind of being burned from Ren's zip ties, and he loosens his grip on Carrie's wrist, and he looks over at Ren, and he says, "Hey, wait a second!" And then Carrie, your hands slip out from the zip ties. Ren, your wrists are free from the zip ties as well. What do y'all do?
Okay, so how close is he to?
He's right. His crotch is like right in your face.
Okay, he's
abnormally tall.
Okay. Well, that's different.
You're on the ground.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's different than I was picturing it, but I'm going to. I assume my head is like right at a pole. Yes.
Yes.
So I can't rear back too far, but I'm gonna rear back a little bit, or maybe I'm gonna tilt my head to rear back from the pole, and I'm gonna smash into his crotch.
Okay.
I was gonna smash into his head, but his head isn't at my level, so
Yeah,
I mean-
smashing into his crotch.
Yeah, go ahead and roll a hit with all you've got.
And I'll use Daddy's Fighter.
Okay.
Yeah, it's probably 12.
Okay. So
He's busted up,
it's a hit with all you've got.
but I may have a headache now.
So you get to choose two of those things down there underneath hit with all you've got. And it can be from either list since you rolled a 10 plus.
Okay, so you gain an advantage on the battlefield,
Uh-huh.
and also the ability to move them out of the way.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to move him out of the way, and you mentioned that he left his weapon.
Well, he was holding it, and then with the strap around his neck, he kind of moved it to his back.
Okay, well, as he's like falling out of the way, I'm going to reach up and attempt to grab his weapon like off of him
Okay.
as he's like falling back from being hit.
Okay. Yeah, that works. Great. So you want to move him out of the way, deal one status spectrum to him, and take his weapon?
Yeah.
Okay. So you lunge forward, hit him in the crotch. He lets out this howl and starts staggering back, holding his crotch. You reach around his back, grab his assault rifle, and take it off his head, and now you have an assault rifle +1 tag. And then he'll take, if someone could give me a spectrum card, at level 1, he has a ouch status. Rin, what do you do?
Can it be a D's nuts status?
Sure. It is now D's nuts.
So Ren sees that, and so he pulls his weapon and aims it at.
You reach for your weapon. It's not there.
Assault rifle 1, is that what she said?
Yeah, assault rifle +1.
That makes sense why it wouldn't be there.
Yeah, you reach for your what's it called? Incapacitator rifle, but your holster is empty.
So I'm going to say Ren rears back to just attempt to punch. What is it? It's Nathan, right?
Yeah, so Nathan is next to
Yeah.
Bill,
'cause-
and Richard is the one that she just head bumped in the crotch.
I'm going to say since Ren has very little strength, that he already knows, or that he just goes to punch Nathan in the throat because he knows he can't actually hurt him if he punches him anywhere else.
Okay, go ahead and roll a hit with all you've got.
Okay. I'm going to say that I use heightened processing speed just for the quick thinking of I couldn't find my gun, and so I'm just before Nathan noticed.
Okay.
Yeah. Nine.
A 9? Okay.
So what about I hit him and he falls back and he falls into Richard, and so they're like
They're
entangled.
like on opposite side of the catwalk.
Okay. And then so I'll just take a superior position. I guess I'll just take a couple steps back so he can't hit me back.
Okay. So you boom, punch him in the throat. He jumps back. He will take a status 1 ow.
And so I guess I'll just say, if we're on a catwalk,
If you're on a catwalk, you have to get behind him. That's the only.
yeah.
The only way.
So okay,
I think I dropped.
superior position. I guess. So let's say I punch him in the throat, and then since I have such small stature, I dive between his legs and get behind him.
Okay. Or what you could do is you could like shove him out of the way. He bumps into the wall, and you like run around the corner to get on the other side of all these pipes that are running through the middle of the facility. Like
Okay,
go
yeah.
over like this little bridge to the other side so he can't hit you.
Yeah.
Okay. But as you do, you run over the bridge, jump down, crouch behind the pipes, and you turn and look, and you see 2 other guards standing on the other side of the pipes, and they look at you, and you look at them.
That's not fair. You made him do that.
Well, I mean, he had to have some disadvantageous thing happen
Oh.
because he rolled a 9.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. I guess Bill. Well, Bill and Faye haven't gone yet. Neither have the guards.
Go ahead.
Okay. Can I just say that it doesn't make any sense that I could not cut out with. I basically have knife arms. Like,
It'd be a great thing if you
Yeah.
were to cut yourself out.
It'd be
and
great if you could
jump
roll
down
well.
and land on those two guys.
that'd be like me playing D&D and you saying you have to cut that apple slice if you want to eat it, and then say, nope, you couldn't cut it. You're now going to starve to death. It's like
you go to
there's
cut it and you just miss.
There's some things that I rolled a 12. So
Okay. So this time you knife hand out of there. Tink!
my blade tattoos that are just covering me finally worked.
Yes. And then you stand up. Nathan is to your left, and Richard is holding his groin to your right.
But Richard is disarmed.
Yes.
What a dick. His name's Richard. Sorry. Okay, so I'm gonna go for the armed one.
Okay.
Is he holding his weapon, or since he just got throat punched,
Yeah, he staggered back holding his throat, but he has his left hand on his gun. His
Okay.
assault rifle.
Let's see. All right, I'm going to use preternatural toughness to make, yes.
That will usually work as it is your toughness. It'll work on you avoiding damage.
Well, if you would let me finish,
Uh-huh.
because I guess you could say that it's ectoplasm constructs because that's what preternatural toughness is. But I was going to make like a helmet on my head
Okay.
out of like the tattoos are going to like form into a helmet.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was going to charge him using all in, grab his gun with my right hand and headbutt him in the face and say, I'll take that. Okay.
Nice.
So I'm doing this. So the power tags I'm using are ectoplasm constructs, skull crusher,
Yeah.
fitting,
Very fitting.
and I think all in would be good.
Okay. Yeah.
So
With a +3, go ahead and roll.
Oh.
8.
Okay, it worked.
Okay. Go ahead and choose one from that top one.
what are you talking about?
One from the top listing of hit with all you've got. So you're automatically going to deal 1 damage to him, but then choose something else to do. Like step it up by 1 or do something else.
I take cover, or I take a superior position. Well, can I take the gun, or is that?
No, that would have been a gain an advantage.
You can
Give
gain
me
a
your +1 juice.
superior advantage and jump down to help me. With these 2 large armed
Please
guards.
note that Faye is still tied up. Because Ren was supposed to help with that.
Can I take a superior position in that, like, I headbutt him and grab this, and then I realize that he's not going down, so I like jump around his back, but like still holding the sling of his gun like to him, so he can't really shoot me at the moment unless he breaks
Okay.
free.
Okay, yeah, sure. So you headbutt him, but he still has a really good grip. So you kind of spin around and grab the other end of his gun, and you kind of pull him
Yeah.
up against your chest, and you're behind him, and you kind of have him like that.
Oh, you're a tough one, ain't you? Grappling around.
Okay.
I was trying to think of something Steve Irwin would say, but I couldn't think of anything.
You're a beaut.
I'm not gonna say that.
Okay. All right, I want the bad guys to go now.
Wait, but
All right, Faye, go.
No, go ahead. You're good.
Tessa's like, you can go. I'm still tied up. No one can attack me.
I have
All right,
thoughts.
so
I have a thought about the future bad guys that are coming. So if you're about to do something about that, can
No.
I do it first? Okay, great.
okay. Richard.
Monica's boyfriend with the mustache.
Yes, that's who it is. Definitely not Richard Castle, as Carrie said. But Richard is going to grit his teeth and pull a knife from his boot
Of course,
and kind of twirl around his fingers and grip it, very commando style.
he wishes.
And he says, I should have just killed you when I found you down there. and he is going to lunge forward and try to slash at you. So roll a face the danger.
I'm going to use Daddy's Fighter, but also maybe Streetwise. Or still no?
For knife
Sure.
fights, that would make sense.
Yeah, streetwise for
Okay.
fights, yeah.
8.
You take a cut 1 status. So you get up and you manage to react fast enough that he doesn't just slice you from head to toe, but he does cut into your forearm.
So I add that to my already injured status.
Yes. So step that injured status up by 1. Okay, so you're at a injured 3 status.
Yes.
Okay. Rin, the 2 guards on the side with you are both going to shoot at you. So roll a face of danger.
So I see this happening, and I'm going to use heightened processing speed to try to get out of the way, obviously, and then also cybernetic lenses to look for a good alternate route.
Okay.
I was looking at it.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll it with a +2 then.
Well, 7.
A 7?
Yeah.
Okay, so you take a shot up 3 status.
Shot.
Yeah. So they level at you. You try to dodge or jump back over, but they just light you up. Bill, Nathan is going to thrust his head into your nose and try to get out of your grapple. So roll a face of danger.
All right, I'm going to use.
It was like this will be the line of it.
I'm going to use rough exterior,
Okay.
and I'm going to use preternatural toughness
Okay.
to like make a face shield.
Yeah.
Like sing.
And you do already have a helmet.
I do.
As was stated before.
Hey!
So yeah.
So do I get to take a +1 for that too?
No. That's just preternatural toughness.
Nine.
9? Okay. He hits you in the face. You don't take any damage because it would only been a 1. But since you didn't roll a 10 or up, he pushes forward out of your grip.
Crap.
Faye, your turn.
There's so many options. Okay, I want to try something. So bear with me. So last time or the time before, whenever we did the photo montage time, Faye worked a lot on like feeling the plants better.
Okay.
So I want her to be able to kind of like transport herself to where she's like feeling all of the plants that are outside of the plant. That's a lot of plants and
Yeah.
very different ones in that sentence.
All of the foliage outside of the water treatment plant
Yes.
building. Yes.
And see if she can feel like people walking up or a car driving up that would be going over like the grass, and so she would feel like
see.
the pain. But I also want to activate my weakness tag of hurting with nature because she would be feeling the pain of being like run over. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. Go ahead. Roll a. I guess this would be an investigate roll.
Okay.
So go ahead and give yourself a tick for hurting with nature. That's your weakness tag, so you get +1 attention.
Great.
And what is that? Nature is a friend of mine.
Yes.
Is that what that theme is?
Yeah.
And then go ahead and roll. So you get a +1, but then a -1. So you're one with a 0.
Yeah, because I think I would
Okay.
just use at home in nature, so
Okay.
I'll just cancel those out. 8.
Okay. Yeah, you reach out into the plants. You try to feel what they feel. It's so alien to understand a plant's emotions or if they even have emotions. But you feel the crushing of the grass underneath people's boots. You feel... you can't tell how many there are or even where they are or if they're close. But, I mean, you can tell if they're close because they're in the immediate vicinity. outside of the building, but you cannot tell how many there are. But you can just tell that there are people outside of the plant.
Okay. So I'm going to shout out to everyone, guys, they're here.
Okay.
And that'll be my turn.
Okay. Who's going?
Is it even possible for me to go since I'm clearly injured?
Yeah.
Well, you can still go though to
Yeah.
try to like figure out a way to.
You're not at 6 yet.
So, Richard lunged at me with the knife.
Yeah, and cut you.
Okay, and then he ended up where?
Oh, he's right there in front of you.
And
He-
Nathan
he
is
is
now
mean-mugging
free.
you. Yeah,
the
Nathan.
gun?
Nathan's like turning around with his gun
Still
towards you.
holding the knife at me?
Yeah, I mean, he has it in between y'all. Like, he just cut you and brought it back up. He's probably going to go for another cut again, but bullet time is slowing down as your action is going through.
I assume that I still have his weapon in my hand.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, no, I was just going to try to hit him with it because I feel
Okay.
like maybe I don't know my weapons very well, but I feel like it's like long. And so it's going to be hard for me to get it in position. Like he's too close to me to
Sure,
be able
sure.
to shoot it.
That's actually a pretty.
So I'm going to
that's
just
good.
like swing it around and
You're
try to
actually
smash
smart.
it into his head.
Yeah, go ahead.
Wasn't expecting.
And you get your +1 for the
Thanks,
assault
Caleb.
rifle.
I get what?
You get your +1 for the assault rifle.
-3, so -2.
Yeah, plus whatever you can add.
Plus Daddy's fighter and streetwise. I mean,
Okay, so that gives you a +0 to your roll.
yeah, that
Go ahead.
evens me out.
Yeah, go ahead.
Perfect. 6.
Ooh, yeah. So you swing at his head and you just miss, and then he comes across your belly and cuts you, and you take a +2 or a -2.
Oh man.
He cuts you and you gain strength.
Excellent. This time I got cut in the gut, but the first time
so you
I got cut
like
was
in the forearm, and then he comes across your belly.
Man, you're gonna have scars.
Yeah.
I know I'm gonna be really cool.
Javi's going to be real mad.
Who's next? Go ahead.
Okay, so he tries to headbutt me and kind of
Yeah.
plinks off my
Yeah, off your face mask.
face mask.
Yeah.
And then the shock of like maybe not taking damage, but like getting hit back,
Mhm.
he's able to push out with his
Yeah.
gun, and he's starting to turn on me.
Yeah. He's
So-
going to try to unload at you at point blank
yeah.
range.
So I'm gonna use quick hands and ectoplasm constructs, all in, and skull crusher. 'Cause this is a life or death situation, and I'm gonna make brass knuckles and try to like punch him as hard as I can in the temple.
Nice. Okay. Go ahead and roll.
That would be an 11. I get them good.
You get them good, so a +1.
Mm-hmm.
You throw him and he falls into the other guard.
I hit him really hard, right?
And he falls off the
That's
railing.
part of it.
Why
Now,
don't
I don't-
you
I
could
don't-
do like a judo flip, like you grab him, bring him over, and then like
But that's one of the bottom ones.
You get one.
Because I have to use 2 of the top and 1 of the bottom, right?
oh yeah, you're right.
Because I want to take his
No,
gun.
no. You can choose 2s from any, because you
Oh.
rolled a 10+, right?
Okay, so I have these brass knuckles. I hit him really hard. He kind of reels over, and so I take him down to the ground and get him in a full mount, and then I disarm him and turn his rifle on him.
Okay, good. So yeah, you knock him onto the ground, punch
And
him
I get
really
one
good.
juice.
Yeah, the one juice will be your assault rifle. So
Okay.
you have an assault rifle 1.
So since Ren is shot up, he's like, oh my. Just like that.
Yeah. Oh my.
Oh boy.
Very, very C-3PO sounding.
Yes.
Oh dear.
Oh, bother.
And so I'll say that, I don't know. I'm trying to think of a thing that I could do, but I have no weapon,
Yeah.
no brawl, and I am injured.
Hide. Move. Come untie me. Literally any of the above.
So I'm gonna. Gosh. Okay, I'll do take the risk, and I'm going to attempt to run towards Faye.
Okay. So you like run across the bridge back to the other side. Whenever they last saw you, you were not bleeding this much. But you see Vil is pairing off against Nathan. Esther is pairing off against Richard. They both have their guns trained on them.
And Faye's still tied up.
Yeah, and Faye is still tied up. So you just sprint over to Faye, and you're there. What do you do?
I'm going to... Oh, man. I guess just try to break her thing.
Do you have like a pocket knife or anything?
I'm gonna say that Ren pulls out keys,
Okay.
and then starts trying to cut at the zip ties.
That's a good idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and...
Will my shot up affect me here?
I don't think so.
Okay,
Do the keys give him a +1?
that would be like
If you want to use the keys, yeah, you need to roll
Oh,
a change
okay.
the game to see if you can add them to your roll.
Yeah, I'll just say heightened processing speed for the quick thinking. 11.
Nice. Yeah, so you I don't know, role play it or whatever. However you want to.
Why do
Well,
we
I
play
was
this game?
gonna say like what you say, but I was like, I don't want to say what he says. You do it.
What do I usually say?
I don't know.
It's your character.
This is the first time you've ever helped Faye out of zip ties.
Oh, blast.
That was terrible.
I know. Ren, it's just like whispering to himself and is like, yes, got her free. Success for Ren. And then turn towards Faye and is like, can you please do something? Please. There are 2 guys after me.
Yes. Okay, so we're on that catwalk thing.
And they are on the other side of the pipes, and meanwhile, another fight is happening to either side of you with the other 2 guards.
Where are the shots on Ren?
I just kind of on his shoulder and side.
Gosh, that sucks. Okay. Ren, I need you to sit down. I will help you in a second. I have to block the doors, and then I will take care of your wounds, but you need to sit down and rest.
Fine.
Okay, so I push Ren down, then I like spin and like close my eyes and focus on the plants to block the doors.
Okay. Go ahead and roll a change game.
Okay. I'm gonna use mind control, entangling vines, and at home in nature.
Okay.
Okay. Oh, and I have the plants at the ready.
Oh, yeah. So +2. So you get a +4?
5.
+5. Oh, yeah.
Waha! I got a 16.
Yeah, so not only do these vines go over the doors, but you feel them going over the windows and the walls and the roof. And so this briar bramble goes over the entire building and just not crushes, but like tightens and constricts against the infrastructure, and you've covered this entire building.
Sweet. Cool. I'm going to say that, like, Faye, like, steps back, wipes, like, sweat off the top of her, like, forehead and, like, has, like, a little bit of, like, blood dripping from her nose from, like, the exertion of it all. And, like, wipes that off and turns to Ren. Should I save that for another turn?
Yes.
Okay.
And also, I kind of thought this up last time I was listening to the podcast. Whenever you healed Rin and Bill's bullet wounds, it doesn't really make sense for you to like rub leaves on something and like the bullet wounds automatically be healed. What does make sense is that you create a poultice or whatever and you rub it on the wounds, and then a couple of days later they're fully recovered.
Sure.
So it won't be like an instant thing.
Yeah.
But like they'll start to recover, and then after so many days or whatever in game time, they'll be fully recovered from their wounds.
Okay.
So it'll be a one-time roll, and you'll succeed, and they'll recover later.
Okay.
Right.
That makes sense.
So if it succeeds, do we get rid of the minus, or does that happen over a couple of days?
Over the couple of days.
Because I will say that if she has a plant that has some kind of pain-killing properties,
I'd say that you could step it down. Like,
Yeah,
with
yeah,
that
yeah.
argument,
I would agree with that. I would
Step
agree
it
with
down
that.
by 1, and then the next couple of days it'll recover.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I agree with
Gotcha.
that. That's a good idea.
Yeah.
All right, what's happening?
Vicodin plants. I know that doesn't exist, by the way. Hey, Vicodin, we're looking for sponsorships.
Yeah. All right, who's next? What's happening? Keep it going.
Y'all are the ones in the middle of fights.
Yeah, well, we haven't circulated.
Have they not gone yet?
The person that I knocked onto the ground hasn't gone yet. He was turning on me,
Oh,
remember?
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, okay. So, Nathan will get to go. All right. So, Nathan will try to... He swivels his hips and is going to try to hook his foot underneath your knee pit and bring your legs out from underneath you. Roll a face of danger. Or actually, no. So, he's going to grab his gun that you're holding and kind of kick you in your knee pit and try to struggle against you to take it from you. So roll a go toe-to-toe.
Okay, I should have an advantage for like having him in a full mount. So I'm going to add a +1 from that.
Sure.
Okay.
Because you got a superior advantage, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Go ahead. You can add your +1. I will just say that your assault rifle +1 is also your advantageous position.
Okay. I think the only thing I can really add would be Skull Crusher and Quick Hands, just because like those are the two things that would really help me in a fight. Because I'm holding the gun, I don't think like using an ectoplasm construct would be helpful in this situation.
Yeah,
so.
I agree.
Okay. That would be 8. Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead and choose one of those underneath the go toe-to-toe, and I would assume you would want to keep the gun, so getting what they are holding would be your one you pick. Unless you want to let them have the gun and inflict a status on them.
Yeah, I'll keep the gun.
Okay. All right, so you keep the gun. So he grabs the gun, tries to kick you in the leg, and you... How do you avoid this?
So like he grabs the gun barrel with his right hand because it would be in my left hand.
Yeah.
And he pulls it down, and I use the momentum from that to like let it go down, and then I swing with my right arm and hit him in the nose with the butt of the gun.
Mm-hmm.
And so my guess is he reacts to that like any human react, like ah,
Yeah.
and grab his face.
And he'll kind of roll over onto his side.
Yeah.
Okay. Carrie, Richard is going to lunge forward and, with one hand, he's going to try to grab the assault rifle and just tear it from your hands. So roll a go toe-to-toe against him.
I'm going to use Daddy's Fighter and Streetwise again. I mean, is that fair?
Sure.
And plus,
+1 for your assault rifle?
yeah.
Sure.
So I'm at minus. See, how does that work when there's 2 ticks after 3?
It's still 3.
Okay. So I'm just equal. So
Okay,
whatever
so
I
0.
roll is my roll.
Okay.
Did you get all of that?
Yeah.
It's really hard for me to talk because my pop filter's jacked up.
Yeah.
7.
Okay. So you choose one of those, and I would assume you would want to keep the assault rifle.
I'm sorry. Which one are we talking
Go
about
toe-to-toe.
again? Go toe-to-toe.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm countering their best attempt.
Yeah. Okay. So he tries to grab it, and you just flip it and keep his hand.
I'm gonna flip it in such a way that like I guess maybe like I have it like under my arm at this point, like and a pretty solid grip on it.
Why is no
Okay.
one shooting the gun at the opponents?
Because he's too close to me to be able to shoot it at him.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Who wants to go now?
I was just going to help heal you unless you had another plan.
I was planning on doing a change the game to see if I can. I'd assume they wouldn't take our phones away, would they? Or I guess I'll say my phone is in like a secret pocket or something on my back pocket. I can't find it.
Sure. I'll say
Yeah.
since you're superstitious, it would make sense for you to have that. Not superstitious.
Little stitches.
Paranoid.
Suspicious.
Suspicious. Thank you. Suspicious is what I was looking for.
Yeah. So, because I want to do a change the game to kill the lights.
Ooh, with your phone, like
Yeah.
hack into the electrical system. Okay, go ahead and roll change the game.
Yeah. So I'll do heightened processing speed, code breaker. Let's do all the new toys, since that would be something new that I would be doing or creating.
No, all the new toys, but yes to the other ones. Because
Okay.
all the new toys is like you're in a laboratory making something.
Gotcha.
So like if you made a device to shut off things, I'd let you roll that to make it.
Okay.
But anyways, go ahead.
It didn't work. 7.
Well, so you succeed, but something happens. So you create that, but it doesn't turn them all the way off. It just like they're flickering now.
Okay.
So it's just flicking on and off randomly, and you can't really control it. But
Okay, that works.
You're
It
in-
still, I guess, incapacitates them in some way.
yeah, you can use it to your advantage.
Okay.
Okay. Who's next?
I'll go. Okay, so during this, Faye runs off the catwalk to the edge, so that the plants just come underneath the door, the ones that she's getting, instead of like going all the way to her. So she gets a couple different leaves and like some aloe vera ones that come through and other ones that numb. Who knows what those are called? The Vicodin plants.
Sure.
And goes up to Ren and like concocts paste basically that she puts over the wounds to get them to stop bleeding and to take some of the pain out.
Okay. Roll a change of game.
Mind control to get them at home in nature because she knows what to mix. Oh, I'm going to do plants at the ready too since they were already at the building.
Yeah, that's fine.
Praise.
14.
Yeah, okay. You get a +2, or you get 2 juice for that change of game, so you should go ahead and choose 2 things.
Okay.
Well, I guess since you're trying to heal him, you can give yourself, or you can remove 2 tiers from your status.
Okay.
Well, okay. So go ahead and remove 1, and then make a note that, like, in a couple of days, you'll remove the other one.
Because it's a 3-tier.
Yeah, so it would, at the end of your healing process, it'll be down to a 1. But right now, step it down to a 2, and that represents kind of the painkillers, kind of numbing it off. Then you'll need to sleep and rest for a few days to get to take away that tick 2 mark and get down to a 1.
Okay, so even while that's happening, I know this is like future, but when it comes to the like photo montage, can I still do a photo montage of like
To heal that last one?
well, not even to heal that last one, but do something else because it's healing because of her stuff. Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Ta-da.
Yeah.
Who else?
All right. Oh, sorry.
So I'm still sitting on the floor this whole time.
No, you're up. I assume that whenever you headbutted him and grabbed his gun and went up, and like you kind of stood up with his gun.
Okay. He's still like directly in front of me.
Yeah.
I'm picturing this like a game of ninja. Like we keep swatting at each other and so I'm trying to think of where I want to hit him next. I jump back.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna jump back and then like shoot at his leg.
Okay.
You should shoot him. You should shoot him in the kneecap so he can't walk.
Oh.
Well, I mean that's what I mean by like shooting him in the leg.
Sure. So go ahead and roll a hit with all you've got.
Tess is like, I feel bad for the
So-
bad guy.
Daddy's fighter.
Okay.
Can I use the rusted, trusted Colt Cobra even though this isn't that gun?
No.
Like it's a gun?
No.
So I know how to work guns?
No. No.
Okay.
No.
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 But I get the +1 for
Yep.
my
Assault rifle.
assault rifle. So that's 2. So it's still -1.
Can I
Because I
say
have 3. Injured 3.
Yeah.
But that
And how many
wouldn't prevent
attacks
me
are you
from
adding?
Shooting the gun.
No, you just -1.
That- okay. That's what I just said.
Yeah.
Okay. So. Seven.
Okay. You hit him, so he'll take 1 damage, but you also get to choose one of those underneath hit with all you've got. So what do you want to take?
I'm going to do the you got him good. And so, like,
Step it up by 1.
yeah.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
Have I established myself as a non-gun user yet? I don't think I've used a gun this
No,
game.
you haven't used a gun yet.
Okay. Who uses guns in our party? Carrie.
me?
Ren
uses
uses his
his-
pacifist.
Do you use a
gun.
pacifist gun or is it a
Yes.
gun?
I'm just gonna say now that
Is it a gun?
Ren is not a pacifist. He just
At least he finally admits it.
Okay, you should have to crack one of your things.
But it doesn't say anywhere that I'm a pacifist. I feel like that was. I feel like
I
this
totally
is a rumor
agree with
about
what
me
Tessa said.
that someone put on Twitter, and
Yeah, all the people who tweet stuff about us.
yeah, on the
The interwebs.
on the interwebs.
You're the software engineer. No,
I think-
just being an up and coming software engineer.
I would say it would go under hacktivist
Ah.
because he's not a killer. He's just an activist.
All right. So I think
Yeah, keep going.
I'll be Batman-esque and just try to use fists and weapons, but not of. I don't have a use for guns.
Okay. So what do you do with the gun?
So I'm going to release the magazine, clear the chamber, and throw the magazine over the rail.
Mhm.
Then throw the gun over the rail. I guess I could have just thrown the gun over the rail, but I'm just going to do it that way anyway and throw them
Okay.
both over the rail. Then make two gauntlets. Make two gauntlets and just start going to town. Just ground and
Okay.
pound. Boom, boom, boom.
Hit with all you've got.
Gauntlets are. Question mark.
Are what?
What are they?
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying going to correct, you're not using gauntlets properly. Actually, gauntlets are meant for. They were made in 1422 to the effect of protection from violent cows. No, gauntlets are like metal gloves. Like, have you ever seen a suit of armor?
Got it. Yes.
And so they would make I'm thinking of spike gauntlets, which sounds, I guess, much less humane than probably a bullet to the head. But I'm just gonna beat this guy. Just gonna beat him up.
Hit with all you've got.
You know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
And so I guess I traded the +1 of a gun for the +1 of superior position still. So we're going to use Ectoplasm Constructs. We're going to use Skull Crusher. We're going to use Quick Hands.
Okay.
9.
Okay. Go ahead and choose one. You're already inflicting one status on him.
Hit him with that +1.
Bop, bop. Punch him twice in the face, and his eyes roll back in his head, and he just starts laying unconscious on the ground.
Dusts hands off.
All right, who else? Oh, wait. The two guards on the other side of the pipes run over after Ren and see all this fighting taking place, and they're going to shoot at both of you, that being Faye and Ren. Go ahead and roll a face of danger.
I have flexible attention, so I'm gonna see them coming
Okay.
and kind of duck. 12.
Nice, yeah. So you totally duck down out of the way. The one shooting at you, his shots just ding off the pipe. Some steam starts going, filling the room or whatever. Not filling the room, just going into the air.
Okay.
Ren, what about you?
Does the shot up affect me ducking into cover?
Nah.
Okay. And so I say that because the lights are flickering, I'm going to use the biorhythmic scanner in my glasses to see where they are.
Okay.
And so I'll duck behind some pipes, and so I'll use those, and then the heightened processing speed to look for places to hide, I guess.
Okay. Okay, yeah, you too. You duck behind the same pipes that Tessa's ducking behind, that Faye is ducking behind, and the shots just ricochet off of the pipes and do not hit you.
Woo.
Who's next?
Do we get to go, or is that our turn?
I guess, Esther, have you acted?
I shot at him
Oh, yeah, that's right.
in the kneecap.
Yeah. Okay, whoever wants to go.
This is a really difficult game when I don't have a weapon.
Yeah.
My
I
life.
just threw it over the rail. Because it wasn't.
Bill's like,
it
we
wasn't
don't need
pacifist
this.
enough. Well, I don't know if we're killing people.
Well,
I don't know
not
if we're killing people,
but
and I
just
don't wanna just
maiming and
be-
injuring.
I feel like my character would want to just beat people up.
I think it's crazy because we haven't talked yet in this scene.
Yeah.
So,
It's like a Guillermo del Toro film.
like,
I've
I don't
yelled a
know
couple
that
times.
I don't know that it makes sense at this point, but I feel like I want to say something like, "What are we trying to accomplish right now?"
That's such an Esther thing to say.
Like,
what's our plan?
like,
Not now.
Okay. Yeah, so
So-
you shout it out.
so, what are we trying to do?
Survive.
Hey, can you keep it down? I'm trying to concentrate.
Happening?
We don't have time for your plans right now.
Okay, well, we don't have to have a plan, but what the heck is going on?
I see that you have a gun. Why don't you do something with it?
I just shot him in the kneecap.
Shoot the guys that are shooting at me and Faye.
The building is covered in plants. No
As
one can
he's-
get in or out.
As he says that, I turn my gun and I aim at one of the guys that shot at them and
Okay.
try to shoot him.
Go ahead.
I got a 12, which is actually an 11.
Nice. Yeah, so you whip around and you just let out the spray bullets, and it catches both of these guys, and they both like tumble down the stairs back to the other side of the pipes.
Well done, Esther. Well done.
So what are we doing?
Why are we yelling?
Everybody stand still.
So as you're all yelling, Richard is still conscious, and he takes his knife and he stabs you in the thigh.
Could he stop stabbing me? That's what I'm gonna lean down and be, could you stop stabbing me?
need to
And I'm
invest
I'm just gonna like rip his hand out and just like shove him off. Well, no, but I mean like so his hand is still on the knife, and I'm like ripping the knife out of my thigh and like just
Okay.
like shoving him off.
Why don't you roll a face the
when you're
danger
stabbed. You're
first?
supposed to make sure that everything stays in place so that the paramedics can then help you with
Well,
that.
can I like react before
PSA.
it happens?
That is a power you have.
Okay, so I'm gonna add that to this roll.
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, I got excited. Okay. So what else am I adding to this?
Oh my gosh. I don't know. What else are you adding?
React before it happens.
Yes.
Streetwise,
Uh-huh.
daddy's fighter.
Okay.
So that's 3. So I'm even. So I don't have to subtract anything
Nope.
now. 6.
Okay. So you take 2 more in your spectrum.
Dang it!
What are you at now?
4 plus
Yeah. Okay, so you're at 4. How many ticks?
1.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Esther's looking really rough. Like he stabs her in her leg, and she actually screams out in pain and falls to the ground. And blood is starting to pool around her and drip through the grating of the catwalk. She's not looking good.
But she's still okay.
Just a flesh wound.
Positive.
Just a
Fight
flesh wound.
again!
Okay, so Faye like freaks. Don't you touch my friend! I can't do that in a British accent. Don't touch me! So Faye sends vines, of course, straight to the guy to like tangle him up. Finally, I guess she'll get to Esther later. She can't do it all.
She sends the vines through Esther, further injuring her.
Oh my gosh.
No, I was thinking like, oh, they'll wrap around him and then they'll wrap around Esther's leg to stop the bleeding, but that is too much.
But Esther's gut is also bleeding, and so is her arm.
Esther's gut is just hanging out.
Her one gut.
Her one gut.
I really liked that our explosion of sound whenever we were all talking and screaming and fighting was happening.
Yeah, that was
I
great.
thought that was really cool.
It was
I
really
feel
cool.
like we've been so quiet this
We
whole
have.
time.
I was also thinking about not having to use my Australian accent at all because we weren't talking like in game. I've said a couple of little snide things, but
Mind control and tangling vines.
Okay.
Plants authority.
Your normal repartee.
No, hang on. Math is hard. 14.
Yeah, so you wrap him up good, bind him tight. He's already really injured, so I'm just going to say that does it, and he's wrapped up tight.
Cool.
After you wrap up Richard, Mr. Eward like runs back into view, and he's like, "What is going?" And he sees all of you kind of standing there. Some of you worse for wear, but his goon's kind of taken out, and he takes a step back. There's this clap of sound and this bright rush of light, and this huge circle of light appears behind Mr. Eward. It's blinding, and you have to cover your eyes. but you look through the slits of your fingers and you see two figures appear out of this light and step out behind Mr. Eward. This portal kind of disappears, and there are these two figures standing there. One is dressed in robes and has kind of a red hood thrown over his head. He has a vicious-looking kabuki or oni mask. And then the one next to him is in paramilitary gear with a bastard sword across his back, gun strapped to his thighs, and a wolf mask on his face. And Mr. Eward looks back at them, and he turns back to you with a malicious smile, and he says, "You guys are so boned." End of episode.
I'm terrified.
Thanks for listening to this week's episode of Mistconceptions. We will be back with our next episode on September 4th. If you have Facebook or Twitter, please consider adding us. You can get up-to-date information about the show, or just chat with the cast and I. We don't have any SoundCloud shoutouts or iTunes shoutouts for this week, but if you would like either one of those, please subscribe to us on SoundCloud or rate us and review us on iTunes. City of Mist is an RPG created by Son of Oak. If you would like to pre-order their game, you can go to sonofoak.com and do that. And let me tell you, I got an update from Kickstarter from Amit about the art and when the book is going to be released, which is by the end of this year. And let me tell you, it looks awesome. If you are at all interested in this game, or if you just like noir, or if you like beautiful art, well laid out RPG books, then I highly suggest you pre-order this rulebook so that you can get it when it comes out at the end of the year. The music you heard at the beginning of this episode, and we'll hear here in a little bit, was composed by Aaron Wharton. You can find more of his music at aaronwharton.net. And that is all for this week's episode of Misconceptions. Thanks for listening. I hope you join us next time. And remember, keep it nerdy, y'all.